Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita, and today we're doing Morphe's 35C Everyday Chic palette. This is like brand new. It barely dropped at Ulta for like, I think 3 days ago or something like that. I bought it like as soon as I saw it up. I don't even think I saw it on a notification on Instagram. I just literally was looking at Ulta and I saw it on the new arrivals and I was like, I like this. This looks nice. You know, it had like a couple of light colors that made me think, I don't know, girl, maybe maybe you won't work for me. But I was actually surprised how my look came out today. I was like, whoa, it's an everyday palette. I like that they named it Everyday Chic, because that's exactly what it is. It's an everyday palette. It has all these tones, colors in here. They would basically work for anyone. Like, I'm not even joking, you guys. The lightest colors in here that I cannot see myself using is this one right here and that one right there, because they're like this one's like a pale peachy vanilla, and this one's like a straight up French vanilla, like that yellow tone vanilla color to it. And the rest up here, that's a shimmer, dude. I can still use that as an inner corner highlight. That one too, that's a shimmer. This is like a mauve tone, so I can still use that one. If that peach tone you work for me as a transition shade, then that one most definitely will work for me. This one will definitely work for me. I don't like this ugly color. It looks like a muddy olivey color. I don't like it, but it would still work for someone in my skin tone. Honestly, if you were to ask me who this would work for, I would tell you that it could work for someone darker than me, because the last 3 rows are all basically cool tones, but they are darker. And then these middle rows works from anyone from like my skin tone and lighter. And then the top, definitely the 2 top rows work for anyone lighter than me, fairer tone, because honestly, it's like it'll work for anyone. If I honestly said the only 2 ones that wouldn't work for me, then it will work. But it's gonna have subtle, like this is neutral, cool tone, subtle looks. This is not like what I normally do, you know, like the orange one that I did the other day. That is a look at me look. This one is like, I need a palette that's going to work for every day. I need a palette that's going to get me to my job in the morning, to an appointment in the afternoon, and to the club at night. This has got everything. This is perfect like a beginner. Honestly, in my opinion, this is like a beginner palette, an awesome beginner palette for someone who is just starting to get into makeup. And Morphe is like the most bang for your buck. Honestly, Morphe is cheap. It's affordable makeup. A palette of theirs ranges anywhere from like 15, 20, 25, 30, $35, something like that. This is 35 shades, like shadows. It's a lot of colors. I'm not 100% sure if it was like 35 what I paid for it. I'm gonna put all the information in the description box, you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about some things I don't like about it. It's plastic. You guys already know I hate when they make it out of plastic, because, well, that's Morphe everyday, right? Morphe's everyday plastic all the time. I know it's cheaper for them, I guess. That's why their makeup is affordable, because the packaging is cheap. I don't like it because when they fall on the floor, your stuff is going to shatter inside. It's very sleek. They always have the same design. It's 35 Everyday Chic, and then it says Morphe right here. I'm actually surprised that they did this pale lavender rose color for the lettering, because they usually always put white on black, black on white all the time. Like, that's Morphe for you. I'm kind of bummed that it doesn't have like a mirror, but I know that if it had a mirror, it'd be more expensive, so I get that. Y'all already know how I feel about these stupid things that they put on here, because now I have to like literally look at it to be able to tell you guys what it is that I'm swatching. We're gonna swatch every single color, okay? Every single color. Y'all already know this is going to be a long video because of the swatches, because I do live swatches. If live swatches isn't your thing, honey, this is not the place for you. This is going to take a while, because I describe every single color to you while I'm swatching it on my wrist, on my arm. And this is going to take a while, okay? So, let's get started. I'm going to start with this first color that's called Cheers to You, and it is this one right here. I'm also not going to pick up the palette as much because it is pretty bulky and big, and it's going to take me twice as long to do all that stuff. But I am going to start, like, I'm going to go across and tell you guys the name and start swatching them on my arm, okay? So the first one is called Cheers to You. It is like this pale silver white color. This one is definitely a topper. You can see how sheer it is, like right off the bat. That is very sheer. So I'm going to add a different layer to that. I'm going to add 2 swatches. And already you guys can still see it still has that sheer undertone. So definitely that's like a super shock shadow. It's like a sheer. It's a topper. You can tell. Next to that we have Cheek It Out. This is the color that I said that I don't see myself using because it's super light. It is this. Remember I said it looked like this vanilla toned white. And now that I'm looking at it, it does look like a peachy tone. This is a second layer, so it can be built up, but I honestly would never see myself using that color. As a setting powder for someone lighter than me, I could see you doing that. I could see you using it for that. But as like a transition shade, maybe. I don't know. It definitely wouldn't work for a transition shade for me. I know that right off the bat. The next one is called Woe Is Me. This is a super pretty champagne shimmer, man. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm already in love with it. Look at that. You guys can see it kind of blends with my skin tone, right? I still like it though. It's still a cute color. And then next to that we have Getting Ready. This is like a mauve, honestly. That's what it reminds me of when I saw it. It looks like a mauve. And it's really light, look. I could still use that as a transition shade though. For me, it would still work. That's what I'm saying. Out of all the colors in here, I can only see myself not using 2 of them. And it is buildable, so you can see that's 2 swatches right there. Next to that, we have Be My Guest. And this is another shimmer. She looks like a solid. More solid than this one, definitely. It is like a champagne-y, lacy color. Sort of reminds me of this vintage lace color for some reason. But it's very pretty. Look at that. For as an inner corner highlight, like... Come on, that would still work. Next to that, we have that Rose Tone Light. The one that says, it's called Love It. Very pale. That's the other color that I said I would never use because I don't see myself ever using light tones like that. But here's another swatch. So you guys can see it is buildable. Perfect as a setting powder for your, to set your primer. I could see people using it for that, but I don't know as a transition shade. I kind of like a little too light. So next to that, this is the last color of that first row. This one's called Feeling Pretty. Honestly, it looks like that mauve that I did earlier, but it looks like a little bit on the rose tone. So you see that that one has a little bit more purple to it. This one has a little bit more rose to like a pink shade, but they're pretty much, they could be cousins right there. Like they're only maybe 2-tone difference between them. One just has more purple, one has more pink. In the next row we have Cute Shoes, and this one's super cute. This one reminds me of a rose with just like a hint of purple, and it's very light though. Its swatch is very light. In the pan, that's funny, it looks more darker in the pan. That's 2 swatches. I'm hoping you guys can see the difference between that one and that one because they're like super close in hue, but in the pan they're like kind of close. See, this is that one that I did right here, that first one, and then that second one is right over here, so they're pretty similar. There's maybe this one just has more purple and this one has a more like neutral brownish base, if that makes sense. But yeah, both would be perfect for transition shades for me, so it's not a deal breaker. So the next one we have, it's called Enamored, and it is a shimmer, super pretty. Oh god, I love that one. So that is 1 swatch right there. It is like this very berry tone, right? That is 2 swatches, like a burgundy shimmer almost. Yeah, huh? That's what it looks like. So next to that you have Call Me Gorge, which is my transition shade I used today. I love it. It's very pretty. I honestly didn't think it was gonna work for me, but as I started like building her up, I was like, you pass, okay? So this is the second layer right there. So you guys can see she's buildable. She still showed up. I mean, you can still see little hints of her in the background. I loved it. It still worked for me, so it's not a big deal breaker for that one. Next to that, we have this super pink, pretty Barbie pink shimmer that's called Melt Hearts. Look how beautiful that is. Like, God, I'm in love with that already, and it's not even on my eye. Ooh, look at her. You you guys imagine her as an inner corner highlight or as like an overall eyelid? Like, oh my god. She is definitely like one of like look at me colors, right? Next to her we have Total Mood. This is a dark like burgundy red almost. Very pretty color. Look at that's one swatch. She don't even need any introduction, does she? Next to her we have On My Way. This is a gold shimmer. Very pretty too. Oh god, look at that. Definitely has a sheer undertone to her. So that's one swatch. This is two swatch. She reminds me a lot of that first tone that I swatched for you guys. So a little, like a tiny bit leaning towards being a topper more than a solid shimmer, but she's still workable. I think she will still work for you. Then we have the last one of this row that's called Weekend's Plans. That's that dirty muddy color that I told you guys I don't see myself using because it's ugly, and definitely would never use this one. Look at that. She practically blends into my damn skin. Doesn't she look like this ugly muddy khaki color? I mean, I could probably still use her as a transition shade if I was going for a green, because they have greens in here. So if I was going for like a green look, I could still use her as a transition shade and then just use those darker greens to like create this bolder look to it. I'm not even 100% sure, but I might add another look to this because I don't know. I just think this palette deserves it. It's so beautiful. So in the third row, the first one, it's called Ooh La La, and it is such a gorgeous color, you guys. Look at the, it's like this lavender shimmer, and it's got this glitter in it that just, oh man, and she's a topper, but she's such a beautiful topper. Look at that. Just imagine you put like, I'm going to say there's this lavender color in here that I used right here. If you were to add her on there, and then you were to add her on top, how gorgeous would that be? Like, I can add another layer of that, you guys, just so you guys could see, but she is definitely a Super Shock shadow topper. But she is such a beautiful Super Shock that I could look past that and use her as a topper because she is that beautiful. Next to her, we have Selfie Sesh, like Selfie Session, but it's S-E-S-H. Yeah. That's such a dumb name, but whatever. That is such a beautiful color. Look at that. It's like this mauve shimmer. It's so beautiful. I can honestly see myself using that. It's a gorgeous color. Next to that, we have Fancy This. This is one of the colors that I used. It's a lavender shimmer, and I used it right here. I used two colors for that corner. So this is one of the colors, and it is such a beautiful lavender shimmer. Look at that. Just like, oh god, isn't that a beautiful color? Like, if you guys love purples, come on, that's a beautiful color. Then we have that glitter that I use. This glitter is such a beautiful color. Like, you guys see this is like this pink, baby soft pink rose quartz thing going on. Now, I don't think it's gonna swatch good because honestly glitters don't swatch that good, but I'm gonna swatch it anyways for you guys. It's a very beautiful color. Especially on the eye, it just makes your eyes pop out so much. If you don't like glitters, don't worry, girl. That is literally one glitter. There's one glitter in this entire palette. I would have wanted them to add another one because I'm a glitter girl. So I don't know. I see a glitter and I have to slap it on my face, like. But that's just me. You guys don't have to do what I do. So next to that, we have that second color that I used right here. So I used two colors. I used that purple shimmer right here, the lavender shimmer. And this one is just a matte form of that. It's a very dark lavender. Like, God, you guys, do you guys see that color? Like, do you guys not see how beautiful that pretty purple is? It is like this deep lavender color to me. Honestly, that's what it is. And then next to that, so the lavender color, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not even saying the names. Like, okay, so the glitter is called Talk of the Town. The lavender color is called Playtime. I'm not even sure if I told you guys. This one is called Fancy This. And the next one that I'm going to swatch right now, it's called Hello There. And this is the one that I used as my inner corner highlight. It's very weird to describe how she is, but in the pan, she comes off as this champagne with just like a hint of purple, like the tiniest bit. And at the same time, she has this, right now that I'm swatching her, she has this rose gold element to her going on. So she's a very beautiful color, honestly. It's a very pretty color. When I put her on, I was like, I love you already, girl. So the last one in this row is called Oh You, and it is this dark chocolate brown. I used her today too, right here in the corner and down here. Such a beautiful dark chocolate brown. Chocolates are essential in any palette, especially in an all everyday neutral palette like this one is. That one was needed. First one in the next row is called Good Looking. She reminds me of a cool toned khaki color. It is a shimmer. She has like the tiniest bit of, I want to say like a mauve purple thing going on. Really weird to describe it how she is, but she is such a beautiful color. I could see myself using that, honestly. If I was going for like a neutral purple look as an inner corner highlight, she would make an excellent color for that. Next to that, it's called It's a Date. This one reminds me of a dark maroon brown, almost like a purple brown, honestly. It is such a beautiful color though. Like, she tends to look like she might not blend out, but I don't think she'll have a problem. I don't think you'll have a problem with her. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think, you won't have a problem with her. She's dark. She's like a dark purple almost, with just like this slight tint of brown. Next to her, we have Ready to Mingle, and Ready to Mingle, oh, look at that. It's like a fuchsia toned purple shimmer. Such a beautiful color. I love that one. Next to her, oh my god, RSVP, yes, this green. Oh my god, look at that green, you guys. It's like this teal blue shift. Oh Jesus, that's such a beautiful color. That is like my mermaid color of my dreams right there. I love that green. I'm telling you, it's convincing me. I need to make another look for this video, and I need to add that green. I just need to slap all those greens on my face. Next to her, we have Heads Turn, and Heads Turn is this very purple. Oh, I love it. I love the shimmers in here. They're so awesome. I love that they added so many. That is such a beautiful color. Honestly, I am a shimmer like freak, okay? When you add a palette and you give me just a boatload of shimmer options, and then you give me I have a lot of mattes in here that I would consider a lot of mattes. I'll count them right now after I'm done swatching you guys and tell you guys what they are, but I love having that option. So this one's called Side of Sass, and it is like a champagne-y shimmer. It doesn't really show up on my skin tone, but I could still see myself using that. That's really pretty. Oh my god, you guys, the one next to this, you guys are not going to believe what it's called. It's Have a Moment, and it reminds me so much of that ColourPop green. Oh my god, from the She's Got Solstice one. Jesus, it's like this sage green. It's so beautiful, and it has this tone of gold in it. Such a beautiful color. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to make another video. Like, it's so hard. That was the last color of that row. So the next row, we're going to start with Thanks, It's New, and this is like a gold tone olivey color. Very pretty, you guys. I want to say like it's like gold, olive, and then black mixed in all together. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's pretty much what it looks like. And then next to that, we have a straight up olivey matte. This is like a green, and it's a dark army green. So that is one swatch. She can be built up. She's actually reminding me a lot of that matcha color from the One Size from Patrick Starr, which I have, by the way. I'm going to make a video on it too. Bear with me, you guys. I'm a mess right now. I'm a mess. So next to her, we have Text Me Later. So I didn't think I told you guys. This one is the olivey matte one. It's called My Pleasure. Yeah, take her. So I don't even think I got to tell you guys, but that olivey matte color is called My Pleasure, and the one that I'm about to swatch right now is called Text Me Later. This is a shimmer. Actually, no, it's a matte. It's a matte with glitter. So it's very hard to describe that one. It looks like it looks black, a dark blue, and it has this very clear teal blue glitters throughout it. It's very weird to explain. Let me hold it up to you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like, it's very weird to explain that color, but this is it right here. So it look, you guys can see, right? It's like black. It looks green at the same time because those are those glitters in there that are green that are making it look like that. But in reality, it's just like this dark with all these glitters in there. It's deceiving, really. So bear with me, there's only 4 colors left in this palette and then we're done. So the next one is called Just Perfect, and it is like this super dark foresty matte green. Look at that, like that's such a beautiful color. And oh my god, look at that. That's just one swatch. Could totally swatch it at next time for you guys. She is buildable, she is dark. She did not come to play, she came to show up. Next to her, we have this one that's called Enthralled. Enthralled is definitely like this brown, purple, mauve color almost. It's funny to explain it, but it has this clear element of brown and purple mixed in there. Such a beautiful color still, though. And then you have Heels On. Heels On is like a shimmer black, and it has this tone of... It has this clear tone that I can't describe. It's like a brown, sort of, like a brown-black shimmer. And then the last color in here is a straight up black shimmer. Just straight up black shimmer. So it's really funny that the last color is a black and this is like a brown black. And that black one is called Fashionably Late. And this one is called Heels On, just in case I didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure I said it. So that's it for the swatches. I want to tell you guys that if you guys are the type of people that like these type of tones, it's very, you know, cool, neutral base tones. I liked it and it still worked out. The look came out super pretty. I'm thinking I'm probably most likely going to make another look before you guys get to see this. So if I do that, you guys are going to see that second look first and then you're going to see this look after. That's usually what I do. I definitely want to try it again because I want to do these green tones in here. I want to do that one, that one, that one, and this one definitely because it's such a beautiful palette. I honestly do not see myself using this one or that one, and probably never that one. But other than that, it's a really cute palette. So if you guys want to see how I created this look today, and if there is somehow by miracle I do another look, you guys will see it right after this one. But other than that, just stay tuned. So for my first color, I went in with this color right here that's called My Pleasure. It is an olive tone green. I actually wanted to try out the greens in this palette, and now I'm looking at it and now I'm seeing that it's just like they're too dark for their own good. So I recommend that if you guys do try this look out, you could still use the olivey green, but as for an overall lid color, I would really strongly recommend you using the one that I use for an inner corner highlight. I think it would just pop out on the eye a lot more, but for the sake of I already created this look, this is the looks that I'm going for, so this is what I'm gonna stick to. But definitely my favorite one is the pink one that I use with the glitter. So I'm just letting you guys know that. For my second color, I went in with this green right here, which is like a dark blue green. It is called RSVP Yes. Now, I didn't expect it to turn out the way it did like on this side. When I started using it, it just turned into this huge dark color. So you can't even see that green that it is right there in the palette, right? You can see that it's like this emerald green color. But on the eye, it just looks like this deep green. And you can't really tell. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, okay, what, you just... green on top of green on top of green, and oh my god, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the way I'm looking at it is like, wow, this is too much. It's too much dark. But that's what I'm gonna put on my overall eyelid. For my next color, I went in with this dark forest green matte on the bottom right here that's called Just Perfect. So that's the one that I put right here in this corner, and I put it all the way up until halfway. And I just noticed that it was like super dark. That's why I started panicking, because as soon as I got to the first dark, okay, you're dark. Second, the supposed to be emerald green just turned into this really dark green. And then the third one was just on top of that. It's like dark. And I was like, dude, what the hell? I mean, you guys can kind of tell still, but it's like, oh my god. And I had a problem with, she requires a little bit more blending than normal. Because I was having a problem. I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to leave me this harsh line. I'm not going to be able to blend her to save my life. But she just requires a little bit more blending. And that's it. Not a huge deal. So that's what you guys are going to see me do. So for my next color that I used right here, and I did use a tiny bit right here, I used the color Thanks It's New, and it is the shimmer that's in here in this corner. I actually thought this would work out. I thought it would stand out, but then when I started applying it, it was very flaky. It flaked off some of it, and you can't tell a whole lot. I tried to apply with a brush, and it just kept flaking off. I applied with my finger. It was a lot better, but the color just did not show up as much as I thought it would. I mean, it still works out, but it's like, wow, you just did not show up the way I thought you would. So that's what you're going to see me do. I'm going to apply a little bit, like right here, and then I'm going to apply right there at that line between that dark green and then that teal green right there. I'm going to apply it right there. So for my inner corner highlight, I used the lightest green in this entire palette. Believe me, it did not show up the way I expected it to. It's just, it looks, honestly, it looks like this aquamarine shimmer, right? It looks like super sage green. But on the eye, it looks like this olivey chartreuse green. It's weird to explain, but it does not look anything like that in the palette. Pretty much all the ones that I thought they were going to be light, they showed up super dark on me, and the one that I expected to be this color did not look like that. It's still equally beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, on the eye it's super cute, but I wasn't expecting that. It was like total opposite. I was like, whoa, homie, what happened? So that's what you're gonna see me do right there. And I forgot to tell you guys, this color is called Have a Moment. I'm sorry, I always get like brain farts. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me put on my mascara, and I'm gonna leave it like that. You guys already know by now. I shouldn't have to explain this, but just in case you're new, I'm gonna leave it like that without eyeliner so you guys can see the look in its entirety. So let me just do that and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is the finished eye look today. I don't know if you guys like it or not. Hopefully you guys do. I personally don't hate it, but I wasn't expecting this. Like, I wasn't expecting all the colors to come out super dark as they did. Honestly, if you were to ask me right now which color I like the best, I like my inner corner highlight one, because that's the one that didn't fail me. And yeah, if I had to choose between both of the looks, I obviously like the pink glitter one better. So that's pretty much it, you guys. So let me back out and you guys are just gonna see the other look. Let's get back to the video. Okay, you guys, for my first color, I went in with this very light pale pink, and it is called Call Me Gorge. So this palette is super huge and it's like big to move around. So if you guys see me like struggling with it, it's because it's like it's this big, you know. Typical Morphe size palette. You guys already know. I shouldn't have to tell you guys. Their basic palettes are huge. It's affordable, you know. You can't really complain. This did take a little bit of building up. For my next color, I went in with this color right here that is called Heads Turn. You guys already know Morphe has these little plastic thingies with the names on them. So it came with this on top. I just put it right here to keep it, you know, in place, and that way I can tell you guys what color I'm using because it's confusing. But I use this color right here. It is like this plummy, I want to say plummy, sultry plum color, like a shimmer. I just put it all over my lid, so that's what I did. So for my next color, I went in with this brown right here in the corner, and it is called OU. That's a weird name, right? That's the brown. It is like this dark chocolate brown. And I will tell you guys one thing. I had quite a bit of fallout right here in this little corner. So definitely eyes first, foundation after, or put something down. I've heard that if you put on like a little layer of setting powder, then whatever fallout you have, you can just take a, you know, a face brush and just go like that. I didn't try that when I first did it. I sort of like try to blend it away with my fingers, and I made it worse. So I had to go back in with like a makeup wipe and like wipe it down, you know. So yeah, very strong suggestion, you guys. Just either you put some tape down, like you know how they do that tape trick, so you can just take it out, or do that setting powder trick, or you can just, safest bet is do your eyes first and then do your foundation. So that's what you guys are gonna see me do. I'm gonna pat it in this corner into like a little triangle corner, and then right here halfway, because this right here is gonna be a whole different other color. A little bit across my eyelid, you guys. Okay, so for my next color, I used this color in here that's called, I used a combination of two colors actually. So right here, I used Ready to Mingle, which is this, I want to call it a lilac shimmer, and it's very pretty. It's like an icy lilac shimmer. And on top of that, I added on Hello There, and it is like a deep lavender matte. So I sort of like combined the two back and forth, because at first when I started applying that first shimmer, it wasn't showing up. So I was like, okay, my finger, and I tried my finger, and it worked a little bit better with my finger, but I felt like I could get more pigment if I put that lavender matte on there as like this sort of like setting, you know, to like give it more opaqueness, I guess. And I just went in with, so I went in with this first, and then I went in with that, and then I went in with that again. So that's what you're going to see me do. That's what I did right here in this corner. It was a lot of work, but and in the end, I don't think it made a huge difference. I still like it. I can still see it. It's just not like, I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings about that color. It's not ugly color. Well, trust me, it still came out really pretty on this eye. It's just, that's a lot of work. So that's what you're going to see me do. I'm going to go back in with my transition shade, the color that was called Call Me Gorge. So I'm just going to add it, reincorporate into my eye again. So now all over this eyelid, you guys, I added a glitter in here. And let me tell you guys, I added that glitter by itself at first, and I had just an adequate enough of fallout to understand that this bee likes a primer better. Like, she needs some glitter glue. So don't go doing what I did and use a glitter glue for her, okay? Because if not, you're gonna have a lot of little glittery friends on your cheeks. So I use this color, and let me explain to you guys before I move into this next step. I totally gave you guys the wrong names for those purple ones that I did. I'm sorry, because like, it's so hard to do this. So that purple one that I used right here, the first one that was a shimmer, it's called Fancy This, and that purple is called Playtime. It is so hard to keep track of these stupid names without like having to use this thing and look at it up here. I think I'm just gonna have to keep on going at it like this. So the glitter that I use is this one right here. I'm gonna show you guys without it, but first I want to see what it's called. It's called Talk to the Moon. It is this gorgeous, like, I want to call it like a pink, like a rose gold quartz kind of color. It's very pretty. I was like, I'm putting that. It's the only glitter in the whole freaking palette. And I was like, you guys already know when there's like a glitter, I gotta use it. I don't care what anyone thinks. Like, I'm sticking that shit on my hand. So I would really recommend you guys use a glitter adhesive. This one is called a glitter primer from NYX Professional Makeup Base Brilliance. So you just need something tacky. This is super like dirt cheap. I'm gonna put what it costs up above, but it's like super cheap. I don't even know if it costs like $4 or $6, something like that. That's cheap compared to Too Faced and all these other effers who want like $23. I'm not paying over 20 bucks for a stupid thing that I'm gonna use once in a while. Before, let me tell you guys, before I used to use Shop Misa. This is their strip lash adhesive. It costs $1. It works, okay? I don't care what anyone thinks. You can judge me if you want, but it works. So I would always just take the brush it on my finger, pat it on my eye where I wanted to put the glitter, rub my finger inside of the glitter, and just pat it on. And I never had any problems, no fallout. It comes off really good with just a makeup wipe, and no problems, you guys. It's up to you how you guys want to do it, but this does need an adhesive. And if you guys are not comfortable with using either one of these things, then I would strongly recommend just like a good concealer base, but it has to be something tacky, something sticky enough to the point where it's gonna stick. Because if you go on like the way I did the first time over here, it does work without it. Honestly, it does. It got it on there, but I just had this a whole bunch, like a fallout, and I was over here just trying to get as much off as my face. I think I still have some on my face, like not a whole much, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and you can't see it from close up. But I'm just letting you guys know that's what I'm gonna do, okay? So for my inner corner highlight, you guys, I went in with this super, honestly, it looks like a cream inside of the palette, but it's not. It's like this super light lavender color, which I'm in love with because I saw it and I was like, whoo, yeah, this is a nice one. So it's called Hello There. That's the one. It's really pretty. I really honestly love it. It's cute. It looks like this icy lavender color for some reason. Close up, like you wouldn't think, but it is. It looks like a champagne, but it has this tiny hint of lavender that you can't ignore, so you're like, wow, that's a beautiful color. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna use as my inner corner highlight, you guys. So that's pretty much it, how the look is, you guys. I'm gonna put mascara on this eye. I'm not gonna add any eyeliner because I want you guys to see the look without eyeliner, and hopefully when I come back I have eyeliner on, because I tend to forget. I don't know, I just get lazy with it. Don't judge me. So let me do that and I'll come back, you guys. So this is the finished eye look today. I'm hoping you guys like it. I really love this look, I'm not gonna lie. This palette surprised me. I was expecting it to be like too light for my skin tone, but it actually worked out. So yeah, you guys, I love it. So let me back you guys out and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I actually like this palette. Now, I will say something that I don't like about it. The whole thing is plastic. And you guys already know, if you guys been watching me for a while, I don't like plastic. I don't like plastic. I'm not going to explain why I don't like plastic. I just don't like. And I understand that most of Morphe's palettes pretty much are all 35C, Everyday Chic, and they're always their little Morphe logo. I'm actually surprised it's pale pink for both of the lettering versus they mostly use white for everything. In the back it says Artistry palette, net weight 42 grams, and it has, let me see, I didn't even count, 1, 2, 3, so 35 colors. I mean, honestly, I was skeptical. I didn't think it would work for me. I just thought I would give it a try, and I'm like surprised that it does work. This is like an awesome everyday palette for someone that doesn't like a whole lot of color. If you're like a neutral lover, this is like perfect. I'm not even joking, because I am like a colorful person, but there are days that I don't want to wear like a lot of obvious colors, and this is perfect for that. Especially if you're just starting out and you don't feel comfortable with these bold colors, then yeah, you start out with something like this. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.